Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Dane, your host. I hope you're doing great wherever you may find yourselves, and blessings to all of you wonderful people out there. There are a plethora of wonderful progressive rock songs. Short, long, in between. You have the epic, then you have the 3-minute type deal. Heavy or light and shade, classical, folk, everything in between, hybrid, right? Just a myriad, as I said, of wonderful, different genres within genres, wheels within wheels, if you will, with respect to what progressive rock is. And so today I thought I would propose the question, because I'd love to hear your comments. What are your 2 favorite progressive rock songs of all time? I have 2 candidates that I'm going to present to you today, and then at the end of the video, I will let you know. I've already made up my mind. Are these 2 candidates my top 2 favorite progressive rock songs of all time? They may not be. They could be 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 19 and 20. But are they 1 and 2? I will let you know again at the end of the video. And if I don't have them as my 1 and 2, which one is 1, which one is 2, of course. If that's the case, I will let you know. But if not, I will explain why they don't fall into place as my favorite 2 progressive rock songs of all time. So let's get started. Here's the first candidate. The first candidate is Genesis's Firth of Fifth, of course, from Selling England by the Pound. A wonderful album in its own right from start to finish. My favorite Genesis album. Many people ask, well, what does Firth of Fourth mean? Firth of Fifth. This is a pun on Firth of Forth, and Forth is spelled Fourth. But in actuality, this in itself is a reference to an estuary of the River Forth, spelled Forth, in Scotland. This is a song about, quote, the river of constant change that is mentioned in Gabriel's vocals. It's a pastoral piece. There's a wonderful flute melody composed by Banks, which is the essential motif or theme of the entire song. There's also a wonderful guitar solo from Steve Hackett. Most of the song composed by Banks. The lyrics are by Banks and Rutherford. Banks has gone on record, I don't know how long ago, as saying that these are some of the worst lyrics of all time that he can think of, but I love them. The song is in 3 parts, so let's discuss the music. I'm not going to focus on the lyrics much, if at all, maybe a little bit. So the song is in 3 parts. The opening section is classical piano. You have some rare time signatures here. It's either, the first part is either 12-15 or 13-15, 12-16 or 13-16, something like that. And then the next part is, I think, 15-16, and then you have alternating bars of 2-4. And so that classical piano introduction is so, at least for me, iconic, and it's definitely iconic for Genesis diehards like myself. Then after this wonderful piano piece, the tempo changes and you get your first verse. There are 3 verses of lyrics. And then Phil comes in on drums after that tempo change, or with that tempo change. And then you get chords or a chord progression from the Hammond organ of Banks. So we moved away from piano to Hammond organ. And then with that Hammond organ, you get some wonderful bass from Rutherford and guitar from Hackett. And then after the 2 verses, you get an instrumental section, which is the hallmark part of the song, really, although the whole song is wonderful. One of the greatest progressive rock songs of all time, definitely in my top 50 or top 100. And in this instrumental section, you get some wonderful flute from Gabriel playing the flute, the melody written by Banks, as I said. Then the synth section comes in, which is just a different version of what the piano was at the beginning. So it's the synths of Banks doing the motif that was introduced at the beginning of the song. So you've taken the piano written part, and now you're doing it on the synthesizer. And then Hackett comes in, and this is wonderful. He mimics the flute melody on his guitar, and you have these violin-like guitar effects. I'm not sure how that's acquired. Is it a specific effects pedal that I don't know about, or is it a combination of effects, or something he rigged up himself? Who knows? But the guitar solo here is definitely my favorite of what Hackett has done in his entire career, whether with Genesis or solo, or with Chris Squire. Then you get the third verse, and then Banks comes back on piano with the motif or theme, and then the song fades out. Of course, you have a little bit of lyrics such as the sheep are back in their pen, safe and sound, perhaps a religious connotation there, perhaps not, maybe just a pastoral, or we can interpret it as both. Maybe it's very Blake-like, poetry-wise romanticism with that religious motif. Who knows? But I think you can interpret it as that. But overall, what's the most compelling part of the song is the music. I like the lyrics quite a bit, very much in fact, but the music is what makes the song. The lyrics to me are secondary. They're important, but not as important as the wonderful music that is in this piece. If we go back to Hackett's guitar solo for a minute, I was listening to his solo version this is 2 days ago, or thereabouts, and the 2013 Live at Hammersmith CD, which I just have on MP3 because it's out of print, which is a shame. But I was able to download it on MP3 a couple years ago, and you can't even get that for whatever reason. But I was listening to it late at night, around bedtime, and tears just started welling up in my eyes. Not because I was sad, because I was just overjoyed with what a wonderful, beautiful piece is. Not just the guitar solo, but everything, the flute, which gives me goosebumps, and the piano, all the motif done by many different instruments in this piece from start to finish. But the guitar solo for me is the pinnacle of this song. It's my favorite part, as I said. It never gets old. It gives me goosebumps every single time. And there's many different recordings of the song, whether Genesis, live, studio, and of course the many different versions or recordings of Steve Hackett doing it since 2013, with this very great run he's had since 2013, and then with the new album that came out, the new live album, The Lamb, etc., which I'll do a review on at some point. But yeah, the guitar solo is just exquisite. It's moving, it's riveting, it's compelling. Throw in your metaphors, throw in your synonyms, if you would, please. But yeah, so this is a song I truly love, near and dear to my heart. And again, once I do the next song, I will talk about whether these candidates are worthy to be, and are they in my first and second place, and if so, where are they, and if not, where might they belong, that sort of thing, as I said at the beginning of the video. But yeah, this is a wonderful song. This is one of the best progressive rock songs of all time, I think. All right, number 2 is Rush, La Via Strangiato. This is the studio version that I'm talking about, but I'm also going to talk about the live version because the live version is from Exit Stage Left. The Exit Stage Left version is my favorite. So I'm gonna, while I'm going through the 12 parts of the song, I'm gonna mention parts from Exit Stage Left because there's some variations from the studio version. As you know, as I showed you, this is from Hemispheres. It's in 12 parts, and the inspiration for this song, if you're a Rush fan, you know that it's because Alex one night had a very bad nightmare, and so that was the inspiration for the song. And the first section of 12 is simply called Buenas noches, mein Freund. It's the first 26 seconds of the song. The original version on Hemispheres is a classical flamenco style nylon strings guitar on acoustic guitar. It's beautiful, it's brief, kind of leaves you wanting more. The Exit Stage Left version, of course, is totally different. It's just very brief, again, wanting more, at least I do, where Alex is just shredding his butt off, and it's fantastic. Again, I like the live version better, as much as I like this version. So once we hit the 27-second mark, you get the second section, which is a Shakespeare quote, "To sleep, perchance to dream." And this is from 27 seconds in through and including 1 minute and 59 second mark or thereabouts. So approaching the 2nd minute mark. You have the synths kick in after the acoustic guitar or the electric guitar on the live version. It's not flamenco on the live version. And then Pert has these light touches on the chimes and other assorts or all sorts, etc. Kind of like, what you have on A Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres. Of course, this is on Hemispheres. Then the song at this part, still part 2, begins to slowly build up in intensity percussion-wise. For the most part, a little guitar. It's still, I don't want to say tender, but it's building up and getting heavier as things are progressing, because when you get to the third part, it's definitely heavier. So it's building up in intensity, all instruments, but not fully, not yet. At the 1 minute 46 second mark, it gets even more intense, though not fully reached its intensity potential yet, or not fully reached in its intensity. It's potentially getting there. And here the bass is just rich and warm, that 146 second mark, accompanying the guitar and the drums perfectly. Everyone's in perfect sync here. Okay? Again, it's getting heavier. And then once you get to that 2 minute mark, once it goes from 1:59 to 2 minute mark, you get the Strangiato theme. There are 2 themes in the song, which I'll talk about. So this is the Strangiato theme from 2 minutes to 3 minutes and 15 seconds, where Alex comes in with some heavy guitar. It kicks in. It's badass. So this is the first motif. It's heavy, as I said, and there's some repetition. And it's a mid-tempo, heavy, I don't want to say wah-wah pedal, but it's got a wah to it. And it's something like this. Let's see if I'll make sure I do it right, because I can confuse the 2 themes here. But it's kind of like a dun 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 dun, like that. That's the right part. And then so you have like 3 notes, dun 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 dun, and then it gets, so you have 3 notes, da da da, and then that da 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 thing is like 8 times, but faster. So you have da 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 da, and it repeats. It's kind of an rate. Here's the kicker. Here's what I mean to say. That da 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 da. It's kind of an Arabian flavor to it. Very similar, but not the same in the way that Steve Hackett in many songs, Genesis and solo-wise, and other guitarists as well. High on Fire comes to mind, where they take Arabian style musings musically, but then make them rock and roll, because you have the electric guitar trying to mimic that Arabian taste or flavor or vibe or whatever you want to call it. And Alex has done this on other songs like Caress of Steel, etc. And I love it when he does that. And then after you have that da 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 da, you have the synthesizer come in. It's cooler synths. It's wonderful. Dun 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 dun. And you hit the way the synthesizer is, if I can mimic it or imitate it, it's wah, bum, 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 bum. It's kind of mimicking the guitar a little bit. It's very warm and rich as well. I'm not doing it right, but oh well. But it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, as you can see. And so that repeats a couple times, like 2 or 3 times, that Strangiato theme. And then once you get to 3 minutes and 16 seconds, things change once again. You get part 4, which is a Lurkst in Wonderland. Lurkst, of course, is Alex Lifeson's nickname. From 3 minutes and 16 seconds to 5 minutes and 48 seconds, this, for me, is my favorite part, in a similar vein that Hackett's section in the other song is my favorite. So everything now, once you hit the 3 minute 16 second mark, everything now slows. The percussion, the bass, and the guitar. Okay, and the guitar at that 3:16 mark is very slow and bluesy. You have these wonderful, soft, finesse touches to what Alex is doing, kind of like quick but short staccatos. Okay, but it's not heavy yet. The 3 minute 40 second mark, you get the beginning of the solo of the song, but that's a little misleading because you still hear it's sort of a solo. Many solos are not true solos because in this case, Geddy and Pert are still playing, but the focus is on what Alex is doing, and that's the point, and that's why we call it a solo. So from 3 minutes and 40 seconds to 4 minutes and 27 seconds is the staccato the soft or softer bluesy notes that Alex is playing. And then at 4 minutes and 27 seconds is when Alex hits that note and he goes into this blistering crying and wailing. It's so emotional, it's so powerful, it's so compelling. Again, I can hear him I can imagine him hit that first note where he goes into this blistering piece, right? And he's got his eyes closed because he's all caught up in it emotionally, as I am, just listening to it. And so he's launching, as I said, into this heavier blues, the wailing and crying guitar. And then at the 4 minute and 51 second mark, he's not done. If you thought he went into the blistering mode, he takes it up a notch or more than that, and it gets even more powerful and emotional and crying, that crying, wailing guitar. It brings tear to my eyes every time. It's that powerful, and it's not sadness, it's just a joy in what I'm hearing, much like in Firth of Fifth. It's like Alex is pouring his heart and soul into what he's playing. Think of Maggot Brain, that opening track where his bandmates said to the guitarist, forget his name, we want you to play a solo at the beginning of the song as if you heard your mama just died. And so it has a sadness to it, a sense of loss, and yet it brings joy to me just hearing it on most times. If I'm in a downer mood and I happen to be listening to this, then I do get kind of teary-eyed in a sad note. So it's both, really. But like I said, Alex is just pouring out his heart and soul into what he's playing here. And that's what you want from your music, right? Most of us do. And so the solo is over at 5 minutes and 15 seconds, but we're still in part 4, A Lurks in Wonderland, where you have the percussion is back and the tempo changes. Once again, you have this different kind of build-up with some guitar that is a heavy riffage from Alex. It's glorious. It's wonderful. I love it. And then we get part 5, which is monsters, exclamation point, from 5 minutes and 49 seconds to the 6:09 or thereabouts mark, 6:10. And this is where you get the second theme of the song, the second motif. And this is borrowed from Raymond Scott's song Powerhouse, which was in many a Looney Tunes cartoon for dramatic effect or funny effect. So again, used in Looney Tunes cartoons from the 40s or 50s. And unlike Led Zeppelin, Rush did a classy move and gave money for borrowing their song without permission, even though the statute of limitation was up. Very classy move from the boys when they found out that they had used someone else's song without permission. And of course, the Monsters theme is slower than the other theme. This has a fun, happy-go-lucky sound to it. It has that cartoonish feel to it, even though it's not here cartoonish, if that makes sense, because it's electric. But you can, once you hear the Looney Tunes version, you get it, that even when you hear the guitar here, it has like a cartoonish, and they're having fun, and that's the point. And it's something like this, you can see Alex bending over a little bit, looking at the crowd, going dun 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 dun, and then the instruments kick in. It's wonderful. I love these two themes. So that's Monsters in a nutshell. And then when that's over, you get the Ghost of Aragorn section, part 6. There's this cool mini bass solo from Geddy here. It's too brief. I want more, but I still love it. And this is at the 6:10 minute mark. This part of the song, the Ghost of Aragorn, lasts from 6:10 to 6:44. This is the jazziest part of the song. I love it. You have the cliched jazz cymbals that Pert is hitting with the hi-hat, the mini drum solo at the end of this section from Pert. It's wonderful. Then the 7th section is Danforth and Pape, whatever that means, from 6:45 in to 7 minutes and 71 seconds in ish. It's 7:27 ish or thereabouts is what I mean. And on the live exit stage left version, you have the lyrics that are loosely based on a nursery rhyme, and this is what Geddy sounds like he's saying to me. Lolly lolly be ba ba, lolly lolly be ba da. That's all I don't know, it's weird. But I still like it. And then you get still the same section, Danforth and Pape. Then you get this second solo from Alex, which is wonderful. It's not as great. It's great. Let me say that. It's great, but it's not as great as the earlier solo, because this is more playful and fun as opposed to being serious and that sort of thing, but I still love it. It's got some heft and heaviness to it. Alex is a joy as well here, and of course there's bass and drums accompanying what he's doing. And there's an echo effect to what Alex is doing. It has a staccato effect to it as well, but it's different from what I mentioned earlier. Then you get the Waltz of the Shreves after that. This is from 7 minutes and 26 seconds to 7 minutes and 51 seconds. It's very brief. And this is the order of the day. If you're a Rush fan, this is that repetition that Rush is known for, that stop-start type of music. And it's similar to something elsewhere on the album. Maybe it's just a guitar tone, but something similar what's going on here in the Waltz of the Shreves section to what's part of the Hemispheres Book 2 song. But I can't put my finger on it, but it's still wonderful. Okay, the next section is part 9, Never Turn Your Back on a Monster, ! It's very brief. It's from the 7-minute 52-second mark through and including the 8:02 marks, or 10 or 11 seconds. Wonderful guitar here. It's kind of got an exotic feel to it. It's da na 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 da na 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 da 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 da. And then it launches into part 10, which is the reprise from Monsters, which is also brief, 13 seconds or 14 seconds from the 8-minute 3-second mark to the 8-minute 16-second mark. And the exit stage left version, you have a short bass solo from Geddy. Studio, you don't. Again, it's brief. It's only 13 seconds long. So you have that, again, that heavy, cartoonish, if you will, of that dun, 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 right? And then, of course, because it's brief, that launches into the Strangiato theme, and that's the headbanging section, the Arabic or Arabian sounding heavy guitar, da 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 da, right? That's just great, and you get the synths that come in. It's just wonderful and lush. The synths are here, like in the first part where we have this section 3, I believe, as I said. And then to wrap things up, you get a Pharaoh of Things, section 12, which is from the 9:20 mark through and including the 9:37 mark, just 17 or 18 seconds long. And of course, this is a pun. The pun, of course, is a Pharaoh to Kings, a Pharaoh to Things, and it's the wrap-up of the song. And you get some wonderful, though brief, chunky, warbly bass from Geddy. It's fabulous, I think. And then it ends with that powerful drum note from the band. And what I mean is a powerful drum note from Neil accompanying the thud from Geddy and from what Alex is doing in his guitar. It's hard to explain, but it's so cool. Now, are these my 2 favorite progressive rock songs of all time? Absolutely, they are. Now, if we talk about Firth of Fifth for a minute, is this 1 or 2? It's number 2. So let me talk briefly about that. Firth of Fifth, I just love, and I fell in love with the song right away from the first time. The first time I heard it was from Seconds Out, and then exploring, the studio version as a young man, and then getting all the Steve Hackett live stuff over the last, couple years, or going back to 2013. I'm not sure when I started picking that stuff up, but probably a couple years after that, maybe 2016, something like that. And like I said, when I was re-listening to it for the umpteenth time, this is the Hackett version on Live at Hammersmith 2013. I had tears in my eyes, and that's what inspired me to do this video. I was like, yeah, this is definitely my second favorite progressive rock song of all time. It's just so iconic and memorable, and it's got a personal connection to me because it's just so endearing to me. It never gets old, as I said. It's so compelling. It is the second most compelling progressive rock song of all time for me, and compelling is just emotional driven type songs, or I just love and sink my teeth into all the time. And if you've been watching this channel enough, you know that Rush is my favorite band, and La Via Strangiato is my favorite instrumental that the band has ever done. And while it's not my favorite song with respect to the Hemispheres version, and I've gone on record many times on this channel saying that my favorite song by Rush is something else, well, I've decided, people change their mind, that La Via Strangiato is definitely my favorite Rush song of all time, though it's sparse in lyrics, without lyrics on the studio version, and sparse with gibberish really on the live version. It's my favorite. So we change our minds all the time. We have a change of heart, and yeah, I love La Via Strangiato. It's my favorite progressive rock song of all time. It's my favorite Rush song of all time. And what's interesting about both Firth of Fifth and La Via Strangiato is that there's so many different recordings of both songs. There's a ton. There's just a wealth of them out there. There's so many live recordings, in other words, in addition to the studio version. And in many cases, in all cases, when you listen to a different recording, it's like you've listening to it the first time you listen to it, that new version or new recording, because it's live and there's a certain energy. And of course, Steve Hackett has stretched it out longer with respect to Firth of Fifth, going from like 8 to 10 minutes from the studio or seconds out version to his solo stuff with him and his band since 2013, and pretty much doing it, I think, on every live album since that 2013 live at Hammersmith. And very similarly, as I said, La Via Strangiato has many different incarnations or recordings live, that is. There's even a wonderful version. It's either Time Machine or Clockwork Angels, where the song opens, they do it last as an encore, and the opening section is not the flamenco version, nor is it the blistering, shredding version from Exit Stage Left, but it's the wonderful polka version, and then it makes it all the heavier once they kick into the Strangiato theme, and it's that headbanging section, which I've imitated for you. So yeah, these are my two favorite progressive rock songs of all time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.